Well, let me tell you something, Wells Maniacs. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now running wild with the most underrated wrestling podcast in the world, WellsMania Podcast. I am your host, the Kyle Wells, aka Wells Mania, and this is episode 189. And without further ado, I'm bringing on our very special guests. And I wrote this down so that way I wouldn't mess up saying this. He is your number one brother. He is your mega brother. He is the people's bro, ladies and gentlemen. He is Slammer and she is Paige Mac. Paige, do you have any nicknames?
I'm just Paige Mac.
She's just Paige Mac. Slammer, Paige Mac, thank you both so much for taking the time to run wild with me on episode 189 of WellsMania Podcast. How are you both doing?
We are doing good. How are you, Slammer?
Man, if I was any better, I wouldn't know how to handle myself.
Hey, that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have right there. And first and foremost, I love your vibes, brother. I absolutely love your vibes. And I also want to say shout out to your daughter, because you two, father, daughter, this is two generations of pro wrestling right here.
Generations run wild.
I love that. I love that. I hope to have that with my son one day. So, but I want to say shout out to Paige for sending me my very own official Slammer t-shirt. And I cut the sleeves off. I was running wild in the gym. I've already made some TikToks. So, brother, I am promoting you here in the great state of Indiana.
I'm just glad you got it. I felt like a horrible person because I told you I would send it like a week before I did. And then we had a very unfortunate week. I was like, oh my God, I didn't ship it. He's going to think I'm a liar.
No, you're okay. One thing about me is I'm very patient. Like, I'm a very patient man. And I've developed that the older that I've got. So I just wanted to say thank you for the little care package through the Slammer wristband in there. And the Slammer sticker. Look at that thing. That is beautiful. And then, of course, the note as well. Thank you both so much. And where can people, before we get into this episode, where can people buy Slammer merch? Now, you're based out of the state of Missouri.
Yep.
But for fans that are out of state, is there any way that they can get your merch?
Contact Paige Mac.
Contact Paige Mac would be the best thing. She's better receiving messages than me. Other than that, I have a shirt on prowrestlingtees.com/slammer. You go there, and that sticker you have, that yellow sticker, that is the logo on a black t-shirt. So that is the official and first Slammer t-shirt. My fault. I could have more designs on the page. It's just one of those things. I remember it at times that I can't upload an image. So it's up to me. I need to get the rest of the logos on there. And then there's a Run the Ropes. I haven't heard a lot from him here lately, but he does some shirts for a few wrestlers up around the St. Louis area, and I just so happen to be one of them. I think it's Run the Ropes, or We Run the Ropes on Instagram. I think he's on Facebook too. You find that, and he's got a special Slammer t-shirt on there that's really cool.
Or if you have me, I have all of his shirt designs, pictures, bandanas, hats, everything.
Sunglasses, the whole
we'll just ship it out to you.
Got
we usually have stuff in stock. Like when you messaged, we had your size out of stock. So we had to get it made.
Yeah, I just had a humongous order made. I have 6 different design shirts. I have this one here. I have this one in the red, white, and blue font.
Oh, nice.
The flag font. This sticker that you just showed. Yeah. I have 2 white t-shirts with that design. One has a black logo, and one, well, they're both black. They're both black.
They're different.
A little different. I got one. It's a Hasbro. Like I'm in Hasbro form on it.
Favorite.
It's an awesome shirt. What's my other
I've
shirt?
I've seen that one. That's awesome.
Okay. And then I
Yeah.
just got this shirt in white with the black logo. So
Okay.
six
Well,
lines.
I absolutely love supporting because I'm a local pro wrestler here in the state of Indiana, and I also obviously host WellsMania Podcast. So any chance that I get to represent and support another pro wrestler, not even in the state of Indiana, like you two are based out of Missouri, and I'll tell the story of how I came across meeting Slammer because it's a fun one, and I think I
My
think
mind was blown when I was scrolling through TikTok.
yes. But you brought up Hasbro's, and real quick, your backdrop is just absolutely incredible. I see a lot of Hasbro's back there. So I got to ask you, Slammer, because you're maybe right around my age.
I'm 25 forever.
There you go. So yeah, we're both 25 forever. I just turned 25 again. It's crazy how that works. Several times over. When did you first get into professional wrestling, and do you remember the very first action figure that you bought or that your parents bought for you?
Okay, so are you saying when did I start watching wrestling? I mean, I was a little bitty kid when I got into it.
Yes.
It was a little, I started watching World Class Championship Wrestling. That was on Channel 11 every Sunday morning when I was a little kid. The first wrestling I ever watched was that. I mean, the Von Erich Freebird feud was the first thing I remember watching.
Wow.
You know, Chris Adams, Gino Hernandez, Iceman Parsons, the Fantastics, you know, all the crew of Texas there, World Class. That was the thing. But then one day I just so happened to turn on WWF Superstars, and there was Hillbilly Jim squashing somebody, and just the over the top cartoony wrestling, man, just took me over, man. And that's then Hulk Hogan, and I've been a Hulkamaniac for life. So anyway, lots of figures on the wall.
But do you remember the first one?
I mean,
I know that's asking a lot to go back in time right there.
And it's weird because I used to collect G.I. Joes when I was a little kid before I collected any wrestling stuff. But I loved wrestling. So I guess really my Melloway Sergeant Slaughter G.I. Joe is my first wrestling figure per se, which I have him right over here on the shelf. And he still got his baton because I'm weird. I keep everything. So everything's minty. I ended up getting the LJN guys later. So I do have a bunch of LJNs. I got the Fling 'em Sling 'em wrestling ring. I just kind of acquired those. They weren't mint on card. That's probably the only non-mint on card things. But the original Hasbro's, Hasbro 1, Hulk Hogan 1, Series 1, that's probably the first, what was that, 1990? Is that when those came out?
Yeah.
So I have the first series and I have the second series, except for Dusty Rhodes. Never could find him in stores, and now he's like $20,000 or something like that.
We're not
wow.
And then I have sporadic ones that I've gotten over the years, different sets of those, but most of these on the wall. And also I'd collected. I've got tons of posters, magazines. Magazines were like probably my main collection thing for the most part before getting into action figures and stuff.
People are like, what's a magazine?
Yeah, I've got totes and totes of magazines. I've got every WWF magazine. I started collecting them March 1985. No, not 5. 80. When was WrestleMania 5? 88. March 88 was my first magazine. Wow. I do have a few older ones than that. I've got a couple when they used to be bi-monthly. I've got a few of the earlier ones. But yeah, most of these on the wall. That's what I was going to say. Collected. Then when Paige was little, I gave her my wrestling room. So for several years, I would end up just stuff like at Christmas time or something. and then
Yeah.
everything would go into a box and be stored away. We got this house, right? We just have lived in this house for 6 years. So I was able to get this room, and I just kind of went haywire buying stuff over the last 5 years.
He's went a little nuts.
But
Notice all my
just a little bit.
but on TikTok.
There's certain things that I like. Like I got the whole Bendham series, the WWF Bendhams.
Yes.
Except for the last set that came out with that had like Rikishi and The Rock. That there was like 4 in that last series. Never even seen that series, but I've got all the rest of them. 2016, they came out with the Mattel Retros.
Yes, I remember that series.
We went right to Walmart. We got those 6. So anyway, I've got every single retro Mattel. The only one that I had to end up buying like from eBay was the Ric Flair in Series 4 because I never found him in the store. So every time now Mattel Creations or Ringside drop twice a year, they do a 4-pack.
Yeah.
So like even just last week, I pre-ordered a set that I should have here by the 1st of October. But yeah, everything's mint on card. These rule. The new line of the WWE. I'll always call it WWF, by the way. So if you hear me say that, that's just.
Oh, you are good. I'm not going to flag you for it.
Nope. Screw the panda. So
right.
Anyway, the WWE Superstars lines, they have that Rimco vibe. I've got 98% of those. I didn't really want the Muhammad Ali one. It just, I don't know. Maybe I should get it because I'm a completist, but it just doesn't fit the wrestling. And they went kind of haywire with Muhammad Ali. I like the referee Muhammad Ali that I got in the Mattel set, but yeah, I'm crazy, man. The Monday Night War series, I love those. Even though I don't open the stuff up, I still collect because if there's 4 of them to make a figure, I've still got to have the box.
I'm right there with you, brother. Like I am an avid wrestling action figure collector. My old man got me into it when I was really young. You brought up the 1990 Hulk Hogan Hasbro. That was my very first action figure.
Okay,
so I know how much that figure means to you because it means so much to me. And I just love seeing your collection because I follow you on social media and I always see your backdrop when you're doing your podcast with Mookie. And I'm just like, man, y'all's background and Slammer's man cave is just top tier. Now, Paige, I got to ask you.
Yes.
Do you remember the very first action figure that your dad gave you? Because you're a whole hell of a lot younger than Slammer and I.
I don't think he's ever given me one.
No better time than now.
So I will say, like, when I was a child, I was very much not like all of my friends. Now, I played with Barbies. Don't get me wrong. I had Barbies, but I had wrestlers and I had my wrestling ring and that's what I played with. So, I mean, at Christmas, you guys would always get me like rings and I don't remember the first. But I've always had. I think that's maybe why I don't remember because I've had them since I was so little. Yeah. But I definitely was not allowed to play with any of his. For sure.
No. I'm sure he made that very clear that none of my figures are coming out of the packages.
Definitely
and she always knew that. And even when she was a baby crawling around, she knew that she just didn't touch the stuff. But should
we tell him the story?
Yeah, tell him the story. Before cell phones and all that, I had a little 8mm video camera. Christmas time, everything. I would videotape everything.
I love that.
So, of course, I used to videotape her in the old house when it was just my wrestling stuff. Go ahead.
So yeah, we used to have, because the house we had growing up, it was just a 3-bedroom house. It was, my room, their room, his wrestling room. So eventually my toys took over the wrestling room. But when he still had it, he has these sipper cups, which we can grab one of them. He had all of these sipper cups and he had them lined up in the floor. I think it was against like a TV stand or something. And so he's recording me on my first birthday. We're about to have my birthday party. I'm crawling around in the wrestling room. and he says to me, "Oh, here it is."
Yep, I got that one.
In front of them, and he says, "Paige, which one's the rock?" And I crawl right over to the rock, and I pick it up,
And she went,
Wow.
because I've got Mankind, Undertaker, and all that, and she was just a kid a little baby that couldn't talk. I'm like, "Where's the rock?" And she'd go grab it. "Where's Mankind?" And she would grab it. So she knew who they all were.
Yeah.
My word was rock.
Your first word was rock?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom's mad about it to this day.
She just would be going, "Rock."
Now,
Rock.
is Mrs. Slammer, is she a wrestling fan?
Well, she's a fan to a degree, because we've known each other.
She doesn't hate it.
She doesn't hate wrestling. And so from the day she met me, she knows what a wrestling nerd I am.
They've been dating.
She knew that this was her life now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's always been around it.
You know, whenever, even before we were married, I mean, she would go with me to house shows up in St. Louis. She always liked Shawn Michaels. So she always enjoyed it. Yeah. She didn't just sit there. She would get into it, and she likes wrestling. She doesn't care for it. I mean, she likes watching me wrestle. She likes to watch Paige do her ring announcing thing. But
she loves to go with us.
Anything on TV, I don't even like watching what's on TV now. So
now, I'm sure Mrs. Slammer's dream match is Slammer versus the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
And Heartbreak Kid, she would not root for him.
Wow.
She would probably prefer 1998 Shawn Michaels as opposed to 2025 Shawn Michaels too.
Right. I'm sure all the ladies reminisce the glory days of HBK back when he was younger.
HBK led a rough life back in that day.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. The stories of Shawn back in the day. That's a whole nother podcast right there.
That's another thing.
But my wife loves Randy Orton. So I'm sure if I somehow had a dream match, me versus Randy Orton, I'm sure my wife would be rooting for Randy Orton. Now that's a great segue. It's a great segue because Randy Orton is from Missouri.
Yeah, he's from St. Louis.
You are you guys based out of St. Louis, or are you repping some other city in Missouri?
We don't live in St. Louis, but we live close to St. Louis.
We're an hour south of St. Louis.
We're there all the time.
Okay. Yeah, because I made that trip to St. Louis for Backlash.
We got to talk about it.
We will talk about that, because if you two haven't caught on by now, I am like a massive John Cena fan. And
I didn't know, really.
Right. I hide it very well. This year has been a very emotional one for me. Not only did I get married in Vegas to my wife, but I went to WrestleMania 41, got to witness John Cena win number 17.
Oh, wow.
So then I was like, you know what? Backlash isn't too far from Indianapolis. So me and my buddy made the drive over to one last time, Randy Orton versus John Cena. Now I was like, man, I cannot miss that match. I mean, that was one of my favorite feuds that John Cena has had. So we get there. Now this is my first time in St. Louis. So of course wow. I know, right? 38 years old, my first time getting to the loo.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though, I actually had a really good time. We went up in the arch. Me and my buddy went up in the arch, and then we ate at Pappy's Smokehouse. Great barbecue, by the way. Oh my god! But the highlight was not John Cena versus Randy Orton. The highlight was meeting Slammer at the Backlash store, because me and my buddy were in line to meet Carlito. And all of a sudden, I see this blonde-haired, muscled dude with a cutoff shirt that says Slammer, wearing shades, just running wild right by me. And I look at my boy. He's like, dude, who was that guy? And I go, I don't know, but I guarantee you he's a professional wrestler here in Missouri.
Yeah, this is so funny.
So we get into the superstore, and lo and behold, I see Slammer with Mookie, and the Muddy Mauler. Now,
he was there.
Keep in mind, I have no idea who any of you are, but the kind of guy that I am, I'm not afraid to go up to anybody. So I just decided to get on my TikTok, and I went right up to Slammer, and Slammer, you are a pro if I ever met one, brother, because I get right in your face and I'm like, who are you? And you're like, I'm Slammer. And then you start cutting this promo, and man, it was awesome. And that's how you and I met. So I got to ask you, and you can be real with me, what were your thoughts when you met me at the Superstore there at Backlash?
Do you even remember?
I remember this 1,000,000%. It was just, I had what was that, the day before the Backlash?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did I work? I don't remember what happened. I had a match in St. Louis the same night as Backlash, but I had seen this pop-up store had happened.
I think you just got off work early. Like you had a short day at work.
Yes, I forget what happened. And it's like, well, I kind of tossed back and forth. It's like, I'd kind of like to go up to this store. So I was on vacation. Of all things. I just had a week off, and I'd seen that this had popped up and kind of tossed it back and forth. And Mookie was off, and I was like, you want to go up there to this? He's like, yeah, let's go. So, I mean, we just wanted to come up just to do something. And yeah, what you see is what you get. This Slammer 24/7, no matter where I'm at. When I'm in the ring or whatever, I might amplify it by about 10 times, but
absolutely.
Yeah, I'll say this, and she can vouch for this.
Oh gosh.
It's not very uncommon for somebody to come up to me and know who I am somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
So when you came up and started talking, that's my wheelhouse. I want this to happen. You see these wrestlers complaining about, now, if people are getting crushed against a car because they're getting mobbed by people, that's one thing.
Oh,
totally different story. Yeah.
All I wanted, I'm like, I would love to be walking through an airport and be like, oh, Slammer's here. I'm here.
Yeah.
In the flesh, So I loved it. You get in my face with the camera, and I will be full-blown Slammer. And
you would not know that this man actually had anxiety. You would not know when he turns into Slammer. You would have no idea.
Yeah,
it's a nice escape for sure.
Yeah, it's just like the very first official real match under Missouri athletic guidelines and stuff. My very first match. I remember I was getting ready to walk through that curtain. I was just hunched over. Oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't do this. And it's like you walk through the curtain, and it's just an entirely different world.
Yeah. Go ahead, Paige. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I want to hop in on this Backlash thing because I don't know at what point. It was not long before Backlash because I didn't know who you were well. But I don't know if you had followed me on TikTok or if I had followed you on TikTok. I have no idea. But we had at some point followed each other. But like I said, didn't know you well. So I'm just like scrolling, and I didn't go to the Backlash store because my cousin was graduating high school that night. So I was at the graduation. So I'm like scrolling, and I see your TikTok pop up, and I'm like, that's my dad. I was like, what's going on? And then I was like, oh, this guy's from St. Louis. I had no idea. And you're not from St. Louis.
You're not from St. Louis.
I was just like, what's going on?
Yeah, first off, that Backlash store ruled. Fanatics does a good job. I like these little pop-up stores. And yeah, the other guy that was there, Mahler, he is a wrestler at MMWA with me. So it was just kind of, we seen him there, and his buddy that runs around with him was there. So it was just pretty hilarious, all that.
But that was like the saddest weekend of my life because I wanted to see John Cena wrestle one more time. Yeah. But we did our dates for MMWA a year in advance. So we had already committed. They had one the same night as Backlash. And I mean, yes, in retrospect, like if I missed one, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. But those tickets were expensive. And I
Yeah.
was just like, I just kept watching them, even like the closer that we got. I tried to see if they dropped. I'm like, this is nuts. Like, so he got me the John Cena shirt at the store and just lived vicariously through others who went.
At least he bought you something and you didn't get it empty-handed. But yeah,
Exactly.
Paige, you actually popped up on my FYP on TikTok
Oh, really?
while I was in Missouri. And I was like,
Oh,
oh, Paige Mac, I already follow her. Like, I was like, because I went to go follow you, and I was like,
yeah.
I'm already following her. So,
Oh my gosh.
but then I didn't connect the dots that you were Slammer's daughter until well after I left Missouri. And then
That's
I just kept seeing both of you on my FYP. And like I said, I love Slammer's vibe. I mean, Slammer is a vibe.
he
And
is.
for anybody who's having a bad day, Slammer, you don't know this, but I send them your TikToks. Like, I will send people
Aw.
your TikToks because you just have that energetic, just larger than life personality that's so contagious. And I felt it when I met you. I was like, man, I would love to wrestle that guy one day. If I can't wrestle him, I'd love to have him on my podcast one day.
You want to have a big boot in the face?
Well, I mean, I'm a face too when I'm in my wrestling character. So I think you and I would be the Mega Powers 2.0, brother. Mega Mondo and Slammer.
Booked. I'll be like, Tony, this match right now.
And I would love for you, Paige, to be the ring announcer because
I'm always the ring announcer.
I'm a big supporter of ring announcers because that's my true passion is being a ring announcer or a public address announcer, either for WWE or a professional sports team.
Yeah.
I've always been told that I have the pipes. I've always been told I have the voice. I just need the opportunity.
You do.
Appreciate that. But you do as well. And you do a damn good job ring announcing. So we're going to get into how you, Paige, we'll start with you, Paige Mac.
Okay.
How did you become a ring announcer? And do you remember your first show and kind of like tell me how that was for you going into that?
Okay, yeah. So he got back into the world of independent wrestling in 2016. And so I would have been 16 at that point. So, me and my friends, we loved to go along to all the events. We loved to be a part. I was traveling with him everywhere, every show. I loved it. And growing up, when I was younger, like I was dead convinced I wanted to be a WWE diva. Like the divas,
yeah,
those were my girls, my role models. I was like,
who was your favorite one? Who's your favorite diva?
Nikki Bella, obviously. She's the best. So, anyways, don't get me on the rant about the divas because they can still be the divas, but that's a conversation for
I get you. I get you.
So, anyways, that's what I always thought I wanted to do. But then, when I got older, I was like, you know what? I'm not very athletic. Don't really like to get hurt. This probably isn't for me. So I loved going around. I loved selling the merch. I had all these friends at wrestling. It was my favorite thing. And I always kind of thought I wanted to do something else, just be a little bit more involved, but I didn't even know what I would do. And to be completely honest, I hate talking in front of people. I hate being in front of crowds. I just get bad anxiety. You
hide it well.
Well, I feel like it slightly went away, but it's still there a little bit. But I probably never would have just, like, if I saw that someone was looking for a ring announcer, I wouldn't have jumped at it. So he was wrestling for a company called New Breed Wrestling. And if anyone watching this is familiar with Missouri, it's in like the Eldon, Sedalia, Warsaw area.
They're all Harley race people. They're all trained and people, Harley race people.
Yes.
Very cool. The king, Harley race.
Yeah. Yes. So he had wrestled there, I don't know, 1.5 years, 2 years. And I would always go with him. So, everyone just knew I'm always there. So he had an event on a Saturday, and I believe it was on Sunday. It was either Sunday or Monday. He comes home, and he's like, hey, I had a message from Scotty Z. He's the promoter. He says they no longer have a ring announcer. He wants to know if you'll do it on Saturday. And I was like, nope. no way, I'm not doing it. And he was like, yes, you are. You're doing it. And he told me I would regret it if I didn't do it. So.
And it was paid.
Oh, and it was paid. I mean,
which
not
is always a
ton,
plus.
paid.
But,
so I mean,
yeah.
I was getting paid to sit there. So I was like, okay, you know what? I probably will regret it. You know, I'll get some cool pictures. It'll be a fun. I'll probably never get to do this again. So let's do it. So I got there, and I mean, mind you, at this point, I've known all these people for a couple of years. So when they find out I'm doing it, they're all super excited. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing it. This is great. So, I mean, I didn't know. I couldn't really practice. I didn't really know. I feel like it's one of those things you have to get up there and you just have to start doing it. And so, yeah, when I watched the videos back, I very well remember the first time I ever ring announced. His match was actually the first match. So he was the first person I announced, which was pretty cool.
Which was
What a hot
wild.
start to the show.
He's not usually the first match. So that was crazy too.
The first match, one of the guys didn't show up in time. So I was the second match. So they had to push my match up, and then they had me go out first. So
I got to announce him first. And when I watched the videos back, I cringe so hard because it was awful. I'm not even going to lie. He tells me it wasn't bad, but when I watch it back, I'm like, oh my God, this was not great. But everyone seemed to like me. Everyone wanted me to keep doing it. The promoter was like, we don't have a ring announcer coming back. Like, if you want it, it's yours. So I thought,
you got to remember,
I'm here anyways.
You're always your own worst critic.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
We always seem to get in our own way. And it is when we get out of our own way that we realize, hey, I'm not so bad at this. So Paige, you have been ring announcing for almost 10 years now?
No, I'm so sorry. I was just saying he got back into wrestling in 2016.
Okay.
I did it for the first time in July of 2022.
Okay.
So I've only done it for a little over 3 years now.
Still, that's very impressive. And like I said, I see your work, and I'm really glad that you document it and post it on your TikTok, because even when you go back and you're your own biggest critic, you're going to be like, man, look how far I have come since the very first time I did ring announcing. Because, you know, I'm not tooting your horn here. I'm being real.
Oh,
WWE, it's only a matter of time before WWE discovers who you are and they bring you in to be a ring announcer. I think you would thrive. And I'm manifesting that is going to happen for you one of these days. So keep after it. You're doing a great job, Paige.
I can tell you've been watching my videos, because at the beginning you announced him exactly how I announced him. So I was like, this man's been paying attention to my TikTok.
Yeah. And I try to, like I said, I'll repost the videos to try to help spread the word of who you two are, getting you more familiar with my area, because Indianapolis is a hotbed for professional wrestling. I'm sure you both are well aware that the first WWE PLE on ESPN will be running wild in my home city of Indianapolis, WrestlePalooza. So I just try to do my best to really help get you to more exposure, because you both are great at what you do. I'm a big fan of both of you. And I just want you to get the flowers and the love and the recognition and the praise. And because people don't always tell you this kind of stuff. So at least WellsMania is here to tell you both that I'm giving you all the flowers.
I really do. That's awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, Slammer, brother.
Oh, the main attraction.
Well, both of you are the main attraction. Slammer, when did you first become a professional wrestler? When did you make your debut? When did you first lace up the boots and step inside the squared circle?
I guess my first official match, I won't even get into the long ago. It took me a long time to get to where I'm at, because if I could have done this long ago, I would have. I trained many, many years ago. UPS, I started working there in 2003. We bought a gym in 2009 and had that until 2016. So from 2003 to 2016, and pretty much now too. I mean, UPS pretty much owns me. So anyway, we shut the gym down.
He was in his husband, dad, UPS gym owner era.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
That's a lot. It's a lot to take on.
Okay, April 2016, we shut the gym down. We were done with it, okay? We shut it down April, May, 2 months after we shut the gym down, not even that much longer after that. A random guy about 20 minutes away has a wrestling ring and a wrestling school, supposedly trained by Jimmy Snuka. It's a long story.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think it is. But the thing is, the dude had a wrestling ring. So awesome. And it's not very far away. So the dream was still there. Every time I felt like this is like every time a door closes, another opens. Okay. But this door had closed for a very long time. So anyway, I started going out there to this other town and wrestling for this group called Lightning Pro Wrestling. It was not a sanctioned Missouri. We got an athletic commission in Missouri. Okay. You got to have promoter license, all this stuff.
I've heard about those. Yes.
Okay. So anyway,
very strict.
We started putting on wrestling events anyway at the place where we had the wrestling ring.
But they called them showcases.
But they were just showcases, student
people.
showcases. Nobody's charging money. So these things aren't sanctioned by the state. So anyway, my first match was September 25th, 2016, which was my birthday. So
very cool. Happy birthday to you on that day.
It was, like I said, it's as Jim Cornette would call it, a mud law out show wrestling organization, but it was something to do.
Yeah.
And it lasted until 2017. I mean, it lasted about a year until the guy that ran it got into his old bad habits, and we don't even know what happened to him.
We don't know where he is. We know nothing.
So all I know is about the time that shut down, a group in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, which is about an hour south of me, right on the Mississippi River, so southeast Missouri. Cape Championship Wrestling had an event. I go to it, and I'm like, man, you guys, I wish you guys had something to do, training or something. Next thing I know, they got a training thing. I'm showing up every month, early in the morning, setting the ring up, training all day.
And CCW was a big thing.
CCW was a big thing.
They would have a monthly event, and almost every month they had a big name wrestler there.
And a big crowd.
We had Billy Gunn, Jeff and Matt Hardy. I mean, we had
EC3.
There was so many. Oh my God, my boy.
We had
EC3.
Carlito. We had Karrion Kross there. I mean,
Jimmy Hart.
Oh gosh, the Glacier, Jimmy Hart, Hernandez, Homicide. I could go on
Maria,
for a very long time.
That was our only diva.
We've had Tommy Dreamer, Hangman Page was there before he got big.
Hold on, you gotta get back on track. Go on
so anyway, we used to get a bunch of people. Anyway,
you're okay.
I would show up for 1 year. I was showing up, setting up the ring, training once a month. I know that's 12 times. When you talk about it being a year, it's 12 times. But anyway, it took me a year of going down there doing my thing. And then they, what was it, March 2018?
Yeah.
February 2018, they put me in the big One Night Riot, which is their Royal Rumble. So that was my debut as far as a real professional. Lightning Pro Wrestling, yeah, it was real. But it
got him back into it. He wasn't wrestling by the time he got at Cape.
So I was in that big battle royal in February. March, I had my first singles match against a guy named Austin Lane, who is he's a well-known wrestler, mainly Memphis area and such.
Wasn't he in TNA for a while?
I know he's wrestled AJ Styles. He may have popped up in TNA for a cup of coffee. I don't know. I would have to.
I could be thinking of someone else.
So anyway,
there's a lot of wrestlers out there.
I'll go ahead and tell you how the Slammer thing came along. I'll make it quick.
Yes.
Slammer.
No. Take your time. How did we get to Slammer?
Well, back in my day, we used to get these things called wrestling magazines. We said that a little bit ago. These old magazines. When I was a kid, magazines. Where am I going to go learn how to be a wrestler one of these days? I've got a letter signed by J.J. Dillon that I wrote to the WWF when I was a kid. They responded, with no information whatsoever. Well, in one of my wrestling magazines, I find a school called Slammer's Wrestling Gym in Sun Valley, California.
Ah, there it is.
I wrote him a letter. Next thing I know, Vern Langdon, head slammer, is calling me, hey, love to have you come out here one day. I started having a relationship with Slammer's Wrestling Gym when I was like 16 years old. So for a few years, I pay attention to him. I'm looking at him in the magazines. He sends me a couple shirts, which I have. Anyway, let's see, 1990, whatever, 6 or whatever, I go out to Slammer's Wrestling Gym in California. I got on an airplane, never been on a plane, and I go out to Slammer's Wrestling Gym. I go to the Slammer's Wrestling Federation, watch their matches. This is awesome. Got in a ring. That was the first time I ever got into a wrestling ring. And that was it. I went out there. It was great, but that was that. So
then he got
nothing
married.
ever got pursued by that.
Right.
So fast forward. So anyway, the Slammer name, I feel indebted. They cared about me. They would call and talk to me and stuff. They brought me out. So I was always going to be Chris Slammer. That was going to be my name in homage to Slammer's Wrestling Gym. So anyway, back to CCW. When they tell me a month before I'm going to be in this Battle Royal the next month, it's like, all right, man, it's going to be the debut, man.
Chris time, baby.
Slammer. Chris Slammer.
He's like, we need some merch.
Chris Slammer. All right. This is great. How's this going to work? The promoter calls me a couple weeks later and he's like, hey, I got an idea. What's your idea? He says, also social media. Everybody knows I'm this crazy Hulkamaniac. I've been a Hulkamaniac since I was a kid. I'm always posting stuff on Facebook. This was my original Facebook, got lost, hacked, long story, just like my last TikTok.
Sad.
Anyway, everybody knows what a Hulkamaniac I am. So the promoter calls you like, do you have anything like early 90s looking Hogan that you could wear to this event? I'm like, oh, you mean like this? And I have a tie-dyed Hulkamania t-shirt. He's like, perfect. You're going to be a deranged Hulkamaniac that thinks you're Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
All right.
And the rest is history with it.
I walk out in that battle royal and I start tossing people out of the ring. And then this great big dude comes out, big 380-pound guy. And it's supposed to be like the Hogan Andre thing.
The irresistible force meets the immovable object.
And he tosses me out of the ring. But anyway, so it's like, I really got quite a following from this deranged Hulkamaniac. I mean, my first match, they're like, every time you try to pin this guy, be like, oh, I beat Macho Man with that move. I beat Andre the Giant. So I really embraced Slammer Mania.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just this deranged Hulkamaniac. Well, I did this for as long as I could, but I want my own spin on things.
Right.
My matches are easy. I am the crazy Hulkamaniac that you see. But, when people say, oh, you're a Hulk Hogan wish or you're a Hulk Hogan wannabe, it's like, never, ever do I say I'm Hulk Hogan. I'm a disciple of the training, the prayers, and the vitamins. Hulk Hogan said to do that when I was a kid, and I did it.
Did it.
I told Hulk Hogan the same story. He knows what I do. He knows my wrestling. He knows that I told him, I said, if no one ever listened to you, I did.
Oh, and he loved it.
And he said, brother, I really
it.
Appreciate that. He goes, you don't know how much I appreciate that.
Because you've met Hulk Hogan. You met Hogan several times.
Yeah. And it wasn't just, even the last time we seen, but I go down to Clearwater, and it's usually dead time of the year down there. And he's out and about in Clearwater. He goes to his shop. He goes to CVS. He goes here and there or whatever. Well, every time that I've been to his shop, it's been like an hour with him at least. The first time he just, the guy that runs the shop didn't know me from Adam, but I guess he could.
They just became friends.
We just kind of became friends. He's like, hang around here for a little bit. Okay. I'm like, okay. He's like,
all right.
And he said, just hang around for a little bit.
I'll never forget him saying that. Like, my grandparents were across town. We were on a family trip, and I'm like calling them, and I'm like, you got to come here. And they're like, why? And I'm like, just come.
Yeah.
And here he comes. Yeah. And it was literally just us with him in there. He just comes in the front door, him and Nick, his wife that he had at the time. And
I don't remember her being
she
there.
was there. Yeah.
Oh.
And it was just a crazy, crazy thing. It was the first time I ever met him. Unbelievable. He follows me on Twitter. He's followed me on Twitter forever. I guess he does still. Well, he does, but
right.
But anyway,
that's a pretty big deal having Hulk Hogan follow you on social media.
Yeah, he has over 2 million followers, and I'm one of the 200 that he follows.
Yeah. And
he interacted with me all of the time. I would say the last couple of years, though, he's been so much more popular that those times from 2014 to 2020, he interacted with me all of the time. And me and Heather, we had went down, they had an NWO reunion, if you remember, what year was that, 2018? I was there about 2 weeks before the event. Well, he came down to the shop, and I was there. And the girl that was working, it was literally me and my wife, Ron, his worker, the girl that was working. And here, next thing I know, the girl walks up to the front door. She takes the key, locks the front door. Hulk comes out, Chris, brother, what's going on, man? He goes,
oh man.
Clearwater? It's like, yeah. 1 hour we was in there with him. He's signing stuff for the NWO reunion and talking to me. He's got Nitro on the TV up there. We're talking about Bret Hart.
Wow.
One of the funniest things he says, he looks up and it was something to do with Bret Hart. He goes, I don't know why Bret was always in such a bad mood.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Hulk. Maybe because you took the title from him, WrestleMania 9, brother.
And the video was Nitro and Bret was the champion. He goes, we put the belt on him and he wasn't happy.
Yeah. I love Bret Hart, but yeah, man, I don't know. Now, granted, I give Bret the benefit of the doubt just because of all the tragedy that he's gone through in his life. I give him that benefit of the doubt. But on the flip side, it's like, man, do not tarnish your legacy, Bret. Do not become the bitter old man that just complains about everything. Yep. And unfortunately, that's kind of where Bret is right now. But you bring up Hulk Hogan, and I've got to ask, the day that you found out that Hulk Hogan passed away, how did you react to that? What was going through Slammer's mind and heart and body and soul the day that you found out Hulk Hogan passed away?
Second worst day of my life. My dad dying was worst day of my life. This was literally the worst day of my life. I knew that he had surgery. I knew that he had been down. I had heard the Bubba the Love Sponge stuff, which come to find out, Bubba he had all the information. He was the only one.
Yeah.
If you look at all that stuff, he was spot on with everything. And I've listened to a lot of stuff since then. And there's a lot of things that if he would have just went home and rested, he'd probably still be here.
Yeah.
So anyway,
makes me so sad.
I was at work and Heather was calling me, and Heather.
I found out, and then I didn't know what to do, and so I called Mom, and I was like, his phone. Well, first of all, it was weird. I was at work, and I have Facebook, but I'm not like a huge Facebooker. Like, I don't get on there all the time, and I don't get on Facebook at work. I don't have time.
Right.
I had it was the weirdest thing. I had this weird gut feeling. You ever get like one of those things where you just know you have to do something? I
All
got
the
this
time.
I had to get on Facebook, and I thought that's weird, but I was like, I guess I will. Literally, the first thing that popped up, I don't even follow TMZ. The first thing that popped up was the TMZ article, and it said 1 minute ago. And I did a quick Google, and I was like, dang it, it's true. I called my mom. I was like, which one of us is going to tell him? I said, because his phone's about to start blowing up.
Yeah.
And I know before he does, so one of us has to. And
so luckily, as soon as I seen she called, I'm like, I'm busy at work. We usually don't correspond through the day, and especially a phone call. So when I seen the phone ring, and as soon as I answered, she's like, all right,
You
fine.
knew something was up.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm fine. Paige is fine. And then she just told me, and it's
Man.
like, and it's true. I mean, after that, the phone just went insane.
He just turned it off.
And I just said, I text Heather and Paige. I said, I'm gonna be delivering packages all day. I don't see people. This phone's off. I'm not paying. I mean, my phone. I mean, there's hundreds of messages in the messengers that I'll never see them. But I mean, just people reaching out to me, text. I mean, phone call, everything. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, he is family. I mean,
Yeah.
I've known him since I was a little kid.
Yeah. And genuinely friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, the stories that you're telling me, you guys became close personal friends.
And I hadn't seen him in it was the last, we seen him up in Osage, Missouri when he was doing his beer tour last June. Before that, I hadn't seen him since the previous October. So it had been October to June or whatever.
Yeah.
So we go to the beer tour, and of course, when I find out what time it's going to be, it's like a 3.5 hour drive. I'm like, we're leaving at 3 a.m.
We found out at 9 p.m. the night before.
And I said, if you guys are going, I'm leaving at 3 o'clock. I will be the first one in line.
Yeah.
And we got there. We were, there were actually a couple people beat us, but we were like 5th in line.
Oh, yeah. We picked up Mookie. We picked him up, him and his daughter, and we just road tripped.
So whenever, here comes Hogan in, he's rolling the window down, waving everybody. I mean, lines as long as you can ever imagine for people to see him. So they open up the doors. The first couple people go in. I got Paige sitting there. She's recording and all this. Hulk turns and looks at me and he goes, Chris, brother, what's going on, man? And it's like
goosebumps.
Yeah. And it's just like, I just came to see you, brother, and he's like, get over here, and he gives me the old shake, hug or whatever. And
yeah,
when you're getting this beer tour, it's walk up, picture, go, and they're moving you along. Well, Hulk starts talking to me, so his guy can't just.
Oh, the guy I think was getting kind of.
You could just see him. He's just like.
And we were literally like numbers 5.
Oh yeah.
The line.
So come on, Terry, let's keep it going, brother.
And he just starts chatting me up. What's been going on? Man? He goes, who you here with today? I'm like, this is my daughter, Paige. And then he starts talking to Paige.
I love that.
And then he's like, when you coming back?
Which I don't have recorded because I had handed the guy my phone and he turned off my video to start taking pictures. And I was like, I had it on video for a reason.
Yeah.
So
he's asking when we're coming back to the beach. And at the time, that was June. I still had vacation coming up, but we didn't know if we was going to be able to take a big vacation last year. So with that being said, that was actually the last time we got to see him. I have to pick my vacations almost 1 year in advance. I pick my vacation
I can imagine with your job for sure.
In November. So this vacation, okay, I've already taken 3 weeks. I get 6 weeks off. So, and you can split them up or take them all together. Well, I've got 3 weeks coming up, which we're leaving September 17th. So I planned this vacation back in November for this coming up. Yeah. So
to go do karaoke and do all the
we're
things.
Still going to do all the things.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I'll get to Bushwhacker Luke. I'm good friends with Bushwhacker Luke. He lives there. I will get to go hang out with Luke, and it will be awesome as always. It's pretty, and it's still pretty cool, man. Every now and then it's like the phone will ring and there's Bushwhacker Luke calling me.
That is pretty cool. I am really glad that you developed that close of a friendship with Hulk Hogan because people always say, oh, don't meet your heroes. You're going to be disappointed. But that's not the case with you and the Hulkster. I mean, you guys turned out to be brothers, brother. So I love that you got all those memories and you got all those moments and you spent that much time with them. And, I met him on 2 separate occasions. I waited 4 hours at the Arnold in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
And that was the first time that I met him because he was promoting his protein bar at the time.
Oh, okay.
The protein bar didn't do so well, but you know what? I wasn't there for the protein bar. I was there for the Hulkster, brother.
Yeah.
And then last year he was in Chicago, and I told my wife, I said,
Sports Card Festival.
Yes, the Chicago Sports Spectacular, I think is what they call it. And I told my wife, I said, would you want to go meet Hulk Hogan? Because listen, I love my wife. She supports my crazy passion for pro wrestling, but I'm sure she's like Mrs. Slammer. She supports it, tolerates it, but doesn't get as into it as we all do.
Yeah.
But she's great, man. And she went, and it's kind of a funny story, and I won't ramble on too much, but when I saw the date of when Hogan was going to be in Chicago, her and I started going to the gym. She started coming to the gym with me, and she was training so that way she could flex when she met Hulk Hogan. And we walk up to Hogan for the pro photo op, and she flexes for Hogan, and he feels her bicep, and then he looks at me. Then he looks at me and goes, "This guy doesn't skip the gym, brother." And it was just such a
picture. We need to see it.
There is a picture. I will send it to you both.
Yes.
And then I got him to actually autograph this Hulk Hogan 3-pack right here. So this is something that I definitely cherish near and dear to my heart. So yeah, man, it was very, very sad day finding out the news that Hulk Hogan passed away. However, the positive is Hulkamania will run wild forever because of you, Slammer, you, Paige, me, WellsMania, and all the other Hulkamaniacs running wild out there. And I love that you are keeping his legacy alive. Whenever you post the 8-bit Hulk Hogan music on your TikTok videos, I pop for that. Whenever I see you in the ring doing the and then giving somebody a big boot and a leg drop, I just absolutely love that you do that. And don't stop, man. Don't ever stop being you, brother.
You know what? It's cool because almost every time I have a match, if it's somebody's first time or they haven't watched wrestling in a long time, somebody will come up to me and they'll be like, "Man, that was awesome. Thank you. You just brought back so many memories of what wrestling was like when I was a kid." And it's like, man, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Now, have you seen Hulk Hogan wrestle live in person? Did you ever
I never seen a live Hulk Hogan match.
And he went to a lot of events.
And I went to a lot of stuff.
Man.
We did get to see him. Was it 2018?
2018, we did get to see him. He was at Raw.
At Raw in St. Louis. And we already had tickets, and then we found out a couple days before he was going to be there. So we did see him in a WWE ring.
But the live events that I went to, even back in the 90s, it's like, here I was at this one with the Ultimate Warrior in the main event. Then I might have been missed Hogan, like Hogan wrestled Big Boss Man in a steel cage. I missed it.
Man. Now, I got very lucky. My dad and my grandma, they took me to WrestleMania 8 at the Hoosier Dome right here in my home city of Indianapolis. So that was the one and only time that I ever got to watch Hulk Hogan wrestle live in person was against Sid Justice in the main event. And you think about it, man, it's so wild when you look back in retrospect, because it's like you would have thought that you would have seen him somewhere over the course of your time. But that's the thing about life is it things happen and the timing doesn't add up. But what did happen for you was something greater than watching him in person, and that was developing a bond and a brotherhood with the ultimate brother, Hulk Hogan.
And it was great. I mean, I still can't wrap my head around that he's gone. I mean, I guess it'll really sink in once I get down there, you know.
Yeah. What's the number one go-to karaoke song for Slammer and Paige? Do you do karaoke?
So I will say, unfortunately, I am not on the Clearwater portion of the trip. He gets a lot of vacation time. He's been at UPS for a long time. My mom works for herself, so they can take off a lot longer than I can. So I'm on the first half of the trip, which is Disney World.
Oh, okay.
I do love Clearwater. I've been there several times, got to hang out with Hulk Hogan. I like the area. I hate the beach. I'm not a beach girl. I don't like laying on the beach. So I decided I was just going to go on the first half of the trip. So I'm not getting to do the karaoke, but if I was there, now, once again, here comes my little stage fright thing back in because I would be singing. But I think if I got a couple margaritas deep, I could probably do Fergalicious.
Okay,
that's my
okay.
So
that's a good one.
Here's the deal. She is going to fly down.
Oh,
I
yeah.
drive. I'm a driver.
I also don't do
I
road
like
trips.
to drive.
That's
I'm a
another
road
thing.
trip. I'm the guy. All the wrestling road trips, anything that has to do with driving.
He's there.
Slammer is the driver. I like to drive. I love road trips. Heather loves a road trip. So me and Heather will drive to Florida, and then she will take off the next day, and then we'll be, we got to stop and spend the night somewhere in Georgia, and we'll show up the next day, and then she'll hop on a plane. She'll meet us. Disney does all the transportation.
Yeah, they have buses.
So she'll get to the resort and meet us. Then we'll do our Disney thing, and then once she's done with Disney, she'll fly back home.
Go back to work.
And then Clearwater's like 90 minutes from Orlando, so it's just down the highway.
But you gotta tell them your karaoke song.
My karaoke song. And if you go to my YouTube, Slammer4878, go back to October 2023, October 2nd, 2023. And I have a 4-minute and 49-second video on there. And it's also, if you just scroll through my TikTok, which it's not very long now, you can see Nick introducing me to sing. Yeah. But I sang Stacy's mom at karaoke at Monday Night Karaoke. And I'm the one who
told him to sing that. Just want to put that out there.
So with that being said, will Slammer do karaoke this year? We actually bought tickets, but you don't have to buy tickets because it's low season. So I guess they want you to.
They refunded the money.
They want people to be there.
Gotcha.
So anyway, I will be at Monday Night Karaoke on September 29th. Jimmy Hart will be there. Nick Hogan will be there.
Sky might be there.
The only reason I'm even considering doing karaoke again, because the last time it was a guarantee to talk to Hogan.
Right.
Because I told Heather when we was there, I said, I'm going to sing karaoke. She's like, are you really? I said, I think it's, I said, it's my guarantee to at least go up there and give Hogan a high five.
Yeah. And then he ends
up taking me to the back and talking to me forever. And then inviting me back to hang out Friday night. So anyway, we go down anyway, if I sing karaoke, it's because they give away a championship belt every Monday night.
Ooh, that's
the winner
cool.
gets a custom Hogan's Hangout championship belt, karaoke championship belt, and they're pretty neat.
I think
like
you got
a yellow strap. Try. So it's like, do I do it? What do I do? And everybody's like, oh, you got to go down there and sing Real American.
It's a good choice right there, brother.
So it's like, we'll cross that bridge. I mean, if I do it, maybe I'll just sing Real American and win their belt.
But then are they like, oh, this man's singing Real American, he's trying to win the belt. He's trying to butter us up.
I'll be like, hey, man, it's my birthday.
That's true.
That is a good tribute to Hulk Hogan and also Rick Derringer, because Rick Derringer also
died.
He passed away. And then also the Hulk Hogan super fan.
Roddy, I was friends with Roddy.
He also passed away. I mean, this has been a rough year for Hulk Hogan fans. So Jimmy Hart, I mean, stay alive as long as you can, brother. But my advice to you, Slammer, is on that car ride down to Florida, you should practice singing Real American and just really get it down. And then by the time you get to Hogan's Hangout for the karaoke contest, you'll be so ready to run wild, ripping your Slammer t-shirt off, brother.
They'll be being like, my gosh, I thought Rick Derringer was here.
Yeah. This is the second coming of Rick Derringer. I literally thought this was a real life, real American performance. That belt is yours, and I cannot wait.
All right, I'll manifest it.
Yes, that's what I do. That's what I do is I manifest nothing but good vibes. We are just a little over an hour. And it's been a lot of
part 2.
I think I'm going to have you guys definitely come back because
before we get off, I got to show him something. Go get that that's hanging on the wall. I appreciate this. What by the light switch? I don't want to say what it is yet. In the back, yeah. Okay, you're gonna love this.
Okay.
So WWE, they used to always do house shows, which those were my absolute favorite to go to. If he can get this off the wall, he's struggling.
I've been to a few house shows in my day.
Okay, so we always went. So Cape, the same place that had Cape Championship Wrestling, they have a big university down there. So they would always rent out the university's gym where they played basketball. I mean, does it even fit 5,000 people? 8,000? It doesn't fit a ton.
Capacity might be 5,000.
So we absolutely loved going there for house shows. We never missed one. So 2012, I'm 12 years old. So John Cena, he's still the big thing. We were either second or third row, but we had like the aisle seats. So the entrance is in the middle. So I mean, we're there where we can put our hands out, high five.
Right.
John Cena's main event. Yeah, it was
John
great.
Cena, CM Punk, Big Show, triple threat main event.
So I have on this nice John Cena shirt. I have a Miz hat. I have a Divas necklace. I'm all decked out in all of my things. John Cena comes out for the main event. He wrestles. He wins. He sees me.
Actually, CM Punk retained his title.
He didn't win?
No.
Never mind. John Cena loses. CM Punk wins.
He's always a winner, though, no matter what. Cena's always winning.
So they have a lot more leniency at the house show. So he's going around high-fiving people. They're not recording. He sees me. He takes his wristband off of his arm. He looks at me, then he looks at my dad, and he like points at my dad, and he tosses it to my dad. Some dumb little kid tries to get it from my dad. He didn't let that happen. It has been preserved in a baggie ever since that night because 12-year-old me was like, this has John Cena's sweat on it. And I will.
Naturally.
And all on the inside, it's ripped because he wrestled in it. So yeah, that is my gift from John Cena, and his sweat is preserved.
That is a great story, a great authentic piece of John Cena. I'm jealous. I am very jealous.
Appreciated it would be you. So
I appreciate that so much, and I actually just saw John Cena a couple weeks ago when I was in Chicago.
Yes,
I love him. He is the biggest outside of my mom and dad. He is my biggest inspiration. He actually signed my spinner belt here, my authentic spinner belt from 2005. And I also got him to reveal my son's name. What'd you say? Yeah.
I'm on the edge of my seat for this. I already know what you're about to say.
I will release that video of John Cena welcoming my son to the world the day that my son is born. So stay tuned.
I don't recall.
He reveals his name. John Cena is the only person that knows his baby's name.
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing.
He was so cool. He congratulated me. He said, "You're going to make a great father." And I said, "Thank you, man. That means a lot to me."
Yeah.
So yeah, John Cena is the greatest of all time. He's right up there with the immortal Hulk Hogan, brother. And he's also up there with Nikki Bella as well, because I know she's probably your GOAT.
Yeah, and see, I had a thing with John Cena for several years where I really didn't like him that much because of that whole situation. But I went back to little Paige, still loving John Cena, and I forget about his wrongdoings as a man.
And we'll leave it at that. No, I appreciate you both so much for running wild with me on episode 189 of WellsMania Podcast. I'm definitely going to have you both back on. But before I let you guys go, plug your social medias, plug any upcoming matches that you have that you're going to ring announce, Paige, and that you are going to wrestle in, Slammer, and just throw out anything out there that you want the viewers to know.
All right. So our next event is on Saturday, September 13th, MMWA at the historic South Broadway Athletic Club in St. Louis, Missouri. Very close to the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. If anyone is familiar with St. Louis, it's on the same road. So, go get a brewery tour during the day, come to MMWA at night. It's great. So we will both be there. I'm ring announcing. Do you know who you're wrestling
I don't know who I'm wrestling.
He does not know who he's wrestling yet. So fun. You can follow me on TikTok. That is my main platform. It is at Paige McFarland. I am Paige Mac, but that's my real name. So that's my username. I'm on there. I post something usually every day, trying to grow that a lot. I love TikTok. And then Instagram, Paige McFarland _. And then I do have Facebook. My fan page is Paige Mac.
And I love when you do the behind the scenes of a day in the life of your ring announcing. Great series. Keep running wild with it.
I love doing that.
Okay, like she said, I will be in action at the historic South Broadway Athletic Club on September 13th. But before that, Friday night, September 12th, I will be wrestling for Show Me State Wrestling at Freedom Bash Biker Fest, Big Bike Fest up near Jefferson City, Missouri. And that's the beginning of my vacation, too. So I am on vacation after September the 11th through like October 6th. So big match Friday, big match Saturday, off to Florida that
Wednesday.
Or is it Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Oh, like I said, I leave Wednesday. So big week or so at Disney, then Clearwater after that. Then when I get back, I'll be back in action at South Broadway October the 11th. As far as my socials go, Facebook, regular Facebook, Chris Slammer. Be a friend. Add me as a friend. I'll be your friend. I have a Slammer fan page, and it runs wild. That also has every Monday night, 7 o'clock. Me and Bro Mookie do the Bro Show. So join us on that, man. We have a good time doing the Bro Show. We talk about my matches, action figures. We don't talk about anything current. It's just a crazy me and Mookie just chewing the fat,
wild
man.
For an hour.
Instagram, Chris _Slammer. X Twitter at Max Gym, MACSGYM. TikTok, Slammer _Mania. YouTube, Slammer4878. Get yourself a t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/Slammer. Better yet, come see me at the merch stand.
DM Paige Mac.
Send Paige a message. We will ship whatever you want to wherever you need it. Brother.
I love it. I absolutely love that. I think you got it all. You type in Slammer, you type in Paige Mac, you will be found. And I appreciate you both.
Google Hulk Hogan and see what pops up on the Google page.
I will do that as soon as we wrap this up. I will. And I'm also going to find that video of you singing Stacy's mom, and I'm going to share it on my social medias as well.
All right.
I got to hear your pipes. I got to hear your pipes running wild, brother.
You like, where did this fall from heaven from?
If you guys ever find yourselves in Indiana, please reach out to me.
Yeah.
Because Slammer, I would love to bring you in to wrestle with this. That is my home promotion in Greenwood, Indiana. And Paige, I'd love for you to come in and do a special ring announcing for that episode that we would have you guys on. So if you ever find yourself in the Hoosier State,
4 hours away, 3.5, 4 hours, that's not out of our realm to travel. Like, we would genuinely, you figure out a day, we're there.
Yeah, my range is no more really than 4 hours because of my work schedule. I like to keep it. I like being in St. Louis, but I will travel as far as 4 hours. That's usually the sweet spot.
Okay. I will keep that in mind. I will run that with the higher ups that wrestle with this, and we will make something happen. But thank you both so much. And Yeah, I'll be having you both back on very soon. But I got to ask all the viewers out there, what you gonna do when WellsMania, Slammer Mania, and Paige Mac Mania run wild on you, brother? Hey, thank you both. Thank you both so much. Yes, I'll be in touch with you both. There goes Slammer and Paige Mac. I love having both of them on. Hey, thank you all so much. Be sure to follow Slammer and Paige Mac everywhere on their social medias. Until next episode, take care, stay positive, run wild, and dominate the day.